Hey everybody, welcome to Average Guy Opinions. I'm your average guy, John Corelli. This is episode 186, part 2 about capitalism. Try to find the bright side. And I'm not going to say, I'm not saying all of capitalism's negative. However, I am saying that we, at the very least, need to temper it because the disparity of wealth is too much and the destruction of the planet is imminent. And these are things that need to be reversed. So, what can we do? Um, I mentioned Michael Moore's "Capitalism: A Love Story" that I watched last night. Did see some positive things there. That like a co-op type of environment. If we have less greed at the top, that's going to be the hard part. Let's be honest. Less greed at the top is going to be the very difficult part. But like this guy who owns a bread company. I forgot the name of the bread company in California, and he has I forgot how many workers, but the workers, they make a really good product. They're happy to be there, and they make like 65 grand each because everyone has a share in the company. There are companies like this throughout this country. It's more prevalent in Europe, and as our unions, and that's why the little guy does better in Europe than we do here. The little guy isn't just slaving for the big guy. The little guy is happy to be the little guy, and he's happy to work for the big guy. But the big guy isn't nearly as big, and the little guy isn't nearly as little. If that all makes sense. So yeah, if you support co-ops and can support those type of businesses, or you can work for those type of businesses, that's a step in the right direction. Another thing is just support the little guy. Support secondhand stores. Be less of a consumer. If you want to, like I say, I mentioned in the last episode that I am within a capitalist system. I accept it, and I don't. I'm not going to say hypocrite. That's what I said in the last episode, but I do feel like it probably does come off as kind of ridiculous that, despite being a beneficiary of capitalism, I'm railing against it. Like I said, I don't believe it'll ever go away, but I think we do need a more tempered form that just shares the wealth better. You want to call that socialism? I guess you can, whether it's through taxes or through just profit sharing, or just treating your or paying your employees better and giving them better benefits. There's just no way you can rationalize to me what the people at the top make versus what the people at the bottom make. It's that simple. But one way is to just be less of a consumer. You know what? I haven't shopped at Amazon since the beginning of the year, and I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. The biggest corporation I probably shop at is Target. Don't do that often, but I do. I'm trying to get away from them too. I do shop secondhand stores a lot. ARC is a big one for me. I obviously that's it's not exactly the most woke title, but ARC stands for Association of Retarded Citizens. It came about. I think they came about in the 70s when retarded did not have the stigma that it has now. But it is. It supports disabled people. A lot of people with developmental and physical disabilities work there, and it's a wonderful place if you want to recycle your stuff. That's where a lot of my donations are going in regards to my father. And so you can bring stuff in. You can bring a lot of stuff in. There's some things you can't bring in, but that is a way for not only you to get rid of stuff and maybe get a tax write-off if you want. I don't do that, but it is a way to support the little guy. Buy secondhand. When you go there, get some pretty good stuff. Make sure you wash it. If you're gonna get clothes, make sure you wash it. I think they wash them there; they're supposed to. But I have an old tale of a guy going to a place, coworker back in the '90s, going to a place called Value Village and getting ringworm because he was in a hurry to get to work and needed a white shirt for the job, and just threw it on and ended up with ringworm. Kind of gross. So, but you should wash new clothes even if they're from Target, because who knows what detergents or whatever chemicals they might have on them that can give you a rash or whatever. Anyway, a little off topic, but that is a way to do it. Support the little guy and just consume less. Like, for example, my entertainment system. I do YouTube. I do as much free as I can. The only one I pay for right now is Netflix, and I may bail on Netflix pretty soon. It has some programs I like, but I don't know if it's worth it at 13, 15 a month, whatever it is. But that's the only one I pay for. I do on-air TV. Somehow I'm streaming channels. I think it's because I got Roku in my TV. I don't even know how, but I'm able to stream a lot of cool channels. And hey, read a book. Find something else besides visual entertainment, except for this. I want to be to a million subscribers by the end of the year because this is so worthy of a million people, right? But honestly, that is the big one is just be less of a consumer on every level. Eat less. You know, maybe just donate something like when somebody wants a gift, maybe donate something on their behalf or give them something practical. And because there's just so much waste. We don't need everything. Here, understand your wants and your needs, fulfill your wants. I mean your needs, excuse me. Sometimes we get them mixed up in this country. But fulfill your wants. Jesus Christ, there I go again. Fulfill your needs. Then worry about your wants. And don't make wants the end all be all. Don't be the guy who has to be the he who dies with most toys wins guy. That guy's boring for one thing. He doesn't have any good story except for when he's on a fucking jet ski and ran over a duck or something. And honestly, those guys that they put all their self worth on their image and what they own, they're not very exciting people usually. They're the first thing that comes out of their mouth when they meet you. What do you do? I don't care unless it's exciting and interesting. I really don't care. Anyway, and other things we can do um, to just temper capitalism is tax the rich and tax the poor less. Tax the rich more, tax the poor less. Uh, Also, I wanted to kind of thread in what we can do to help the planet heal. All of Whenever you draw back, whenever you create less supply or less demand, there has to be less supply, right? And when you have less supply, you have less manufacturing and creation of pollution and creation of all the greenhouse killing or the greenhouse causing gases that we have on this planet right now. That's it's hard because this is the economy runs the world, and it's sad because it really doesn't have to. We don't need nearly as much people working as we have. It's just because we've accepted it, and try to get by more with less. That's pretty much my theme. Some things I am thinking about, and as far as healing the planet. Um, I've heard mangrove trees. I know this is weird, but I've heard they are a very good oxygen supplier in terms of the carbon dioxide they take in versus the oxygen they put out is a really good ratio. They put out a lot of oxygen for all the carbon they take, and it's a good thing because our problem right now is we have too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and that's why things are deteriorating and overheating the planet. So there's one thing you can do. Maybe just give to places that um, maybe plant trees. I have a search engine. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called Ecosia, Ecosia. Ecosia claims they plant trees. I hope they do, but I use them as one of my search engines. There's an easy way that you can hopefully help the planet heal a little bit. Don't support places that support the tearing down of the Amazon or are wasteful in any way. Support clean energy as much as you can. I know we're kind of trapped, a lot of us. I drive a car that's not particularly fuel efficient, and that's part of it. It's just a cost thing that I can't afford a hybrid or an electric at this point in my life. I just try to drive less, try to do less that hurts the planet. Those are things you can do. Um, and like I said, all these things sprout from what I said earlier, supporting the little guy. Um, just when you use something, it's this shirt recycled, right? I bought it at Arc. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It was half or a third of the price of what I would have paid at Target. I washed it. I've had it a year. It's fine. Don't worry so much about brands or brand names, or I just got this and spent $50 on this shirt. I'm not impressed, and I don't understand people that are. Excuse me. That's most of what I have. Support public transportation. A lot of times I'm going to admit I don't always walk the walk. I don't walk the walk that I'm talking right now. I'm not very good with public transportation, but I am trying to drive a lot less. When I do comedy somewhere that's not close, I try to, we carpool. I do my best with that. I always offer to carpool. I'll drive. I can get 2 or 3 comics to go with me. Plus, it makes it a lot of fun because those guys are all insane. So that's kind of fun. And just be fine with less. I live in really modest means right now, and I'm fine with it. We have a 3-bedroom, 1-bath place, and me and the boys are great. We're cozy. We love each other, and it's all good. So There's some things, some suggestions I have to maybe slow down the burning of the planet and maybe just make capitalism a little less beneficial for the guys at the top. All right, thanks, you guys. See you next time. Bye.